I apologise for that. I almost fell over, hence why I shouldn't have the phone in my hand while I do this, as I said. But I didn't injure myself. I barely did anything really. But I'll give you another example. I'll try to do this with my phone in the hand again, but just a bit slower, not as fast. If I had my backpack on and I didn't have a phone in my hand, I could do this very easily. I'm confident of that. So, perfect stepping stone. All you're doing is running, jumping, up, up. Fuck it. I'm on. Bang. This, I could very quickly go straight out of, but I don't need to right now. So, there's your very quick escape route. And would I leave this open in general? No, I wouldn't. You can open it when you're escaping. If you need to, if you know that it makes heaps of noise though, it's probably a good idea to leave it open. So, that change of plan stays open. And that's not a problem. So this window stays open because it makes noise, and the idea of this quick escape, bang, 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 out into the oblivion, is, okay, room here, let's just say this is my room. Let's just say there, I'm looking, doing these ones. Oh shit, there's 3 or 4 gunmen down there. Let's just say this is a war zone or something chaotic. What's happening in Israel at the moment? Jesus Christ. God help the souls of all civilians. Let's just say, shit, there are gunmen here. This is dangerous. This is a war zone. Okay, I've got to just ensure that they're not watching. I'm right where the door frame is, so I'm just peeping. Okay, the coast is clear. The whole idea of that then is to quickly run, but without making noise. Nobody saw me. Quickly sidestep into this escape room, and there you go. Bang, 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 out. Much better chance of survival than sticking it out in that room or trying to go through 3 gunmen. You've planned well in advance and you've got an escape route. Okay, that's this first part of the spectrum. Now, I've taught you other elements of how to distract, how to funnel in other videos in terms of escaping. What I'm going to do here is illustrate how to divert people from entering particular points of the place you're staying. Okay, I'll put this on pause. Okay, front entrance. Big no-no. I do not want them to come in here because it's basically across the room, across from my room. So I've tied it with a lot of ropes, and they're not going to get through that. It's too elastic. It's rigid. I've tied it in a rigid manner, but it's also too elastic. They'll have to smash all the glass to come through, which will alert the person in here and thus give me enough time to escape anyway. So if the second they make noise and start fucking around with shit, I'm ready to escape. So I've barricaded that with very simple rope because it's suitable. The door is strong enough to cater for that rope, and they're going to be there forever trying to break that. And by that time, I'd have been out that window, out into the oblivion, and safe. So what I want them to do we're imagining this is a war zone, right? Look what's happening in Israel. The worst case. Where was the other fucking one? Jesus Christ. There's an emergency door somewhere. This is the side entrance right at the back. So I'd want them to come through here. So I would do everything I can to make that other entrance as hard as possible to get into. So if they try to get in here, they come in through this way. They'd need to scour all this area first before they go to the other end, which should give me heaps of time. I wouldn't leave it open, but I wouldn't fuss over this door and make it impossible, because then that will urge them to go through the other entrance. When you can't open a door and you know there are probably 2 or 3 other doors, you usually go and check for other doors, other windows, other entry points. But that's where you've also got to be careful with the window you leave open, because they could come through your emergency window. But if you select it at a strategic point, they're probably not going to search there first. It's just psychology. They're not going to go, oh yeah, there's definitely a window here. They're going to try to go through the door first. So interestingly, you could leave this open for them to come in, for anybody to come in, but you've got to have some type of device there that alerts you that this door is being open. String, something that drops. You can rig that very easily. As soon as something drops and hits this extinguisher, or even if you rig a bell, at least you know the door is being open, and that alerts you. Now, the next part of this is visibility. Because you've been smart and you've ensured that they're going to try and enter from there, and you're all the way on the other side, you still don't want them to see you come through there if that's the chance. So you'd make this place look like it's being renovated, or it's trashed anyway. You'd flip this upside down or something tall enough to block the view there. That way nobody can see you come through. Okay, it's that simple. So the whole trick is to do everything you can to divert the actions. Okay, I highlight divert the actions of somebody who'd come in here. And that gives you plenty of time to escape. But again, I highlight major importance this part, okay? Because rather than leaving it to last minute, smashing a lock because it was closed, then having to climb this and duck out, it's already there. It's fucking already there, mate. So to even make this to make this harder for anybody who'd go back out there the way you came if they were chasing, just in case, once you're up here, just quickly kick this to the side so they can't use it and they have to climb just an extra few seconds. Although they're likely not to find you there if you've listened and done everything I said. Another important factor, as I illustrated in an earlier video about having a emergency bag. So it's pretty much your bail bag is what I called it. So when you've just got to leave the place ASAP and you don't have time to pack things neatly, you'd have your main pack. You wouldn't have all this shit everywhere. Everything would be in your main pack as it's supposed to be. Again, as I said before, if I've said it, don't use any of this as an example. This is just my situation. This is just how I'm rolling at the moment, because I can with my situation, which is homelessness, I can sacrifice a few things and leave it out if I have to leave effective immediately or something happens. And I've got other places to go to, although many have been taken, hence why I've had to come here. So don't use that as an example. The fact of the matter is, in any given situation, even homelessness, unless you just so happen to be at the level of urban survival expertise I am, in any situation, be disciplined, have your bag ready to go, but anything else lying around, don't worry about, fancying it up, etc. Just imagine you did have a laptop out, you did have a few things you need to take with you. Instead of going through your pack and putting it in there, you have a good old bail bag ready. Could be something small like this because you don't have many things, or something big, and you just chuck it in there and then zip it. Yep. Pack on, carry this by hand, done. You've only taken about 10 seconds to do that, if you need to. Obviously, if it's a life and death situation and there are gunmen in here, and we're talking about a war zone urban survival situation, is 10 seconds or 20 seconds to recuperate some snacks, a laptop and a bits and pieces worth your life? Probably not. So one could even argue, is your pack even worth your life? Probably not. So these are situations when there are gunmen where you'd probably just go, oh, yep, there's my survival pouch with whatever's in there. Okay, that took you half a second, and then you'd fucking piss bolt. They can fucking take all that. You can get all that back, but you won't be able to get back your life. And with this in your hand, that's when you can run. Now, I'd argue you do that if there's gunmen. You do that if your life's in peril. Every second counts. Okay? If there's gunmen around, do you really think your laptop's important? Do you really think anything is important? Do you really think your life's work is important if you had to save it if you had to grab it off an external hard drive? Nut jobs out there, people who think they're scientists, but are absolute lunatics and nut jobs, who'd actually wait the 10 or 20 seconds to get their life's work, as if they can't fucking remember it, or make their way around it. And in the end, those seconds that have been delayed is what kills them. So, situation where your life's in danger, immediate danger, nothing's important. Just your person. If you can, if it's on the way and you've been a smart cookie and you've got a survival pouch right there, because that's what you'd jam in your bag or your bail bag. Sorry, that's what you'd jam in your bail bag if you've got time and it's not a life and death situation. If you've been a smart cookie and that's right there, as any good urban survival book will teach you, or survival book, having that survival pouch in arm's reach or even on your person, well, guess what? It's right there. May as well grab it. Off I go. Whew, bang. And you've saved your life. You've used all those seconds that matter. Because if you sit there, and mind you, again, I'm only talking about life and death situation, gun sort of shit, blah, blah, blah. If you've spent 10 or 20 seconds, fancying shit, getting all your collectibles and blah, 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 well, guess what? In that 10 or 20 seconds, if this is a war zone type urban survival situation, they've probably taken down that little barrier you've put there. They're probably walking through. So if you decide to walk out now, you're probably in full view of the gunman, and they can just lift gun, bang, 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 bang. You've just killed yourself because you wasted 10 or 20 seconds to fucking save a laptop, to save bits and pieces, which you can live to fight for another day. You can live to get another day. Fuck's sake. You just leave everything and go. Okay? If it's that sort of situation. Now, obviously, in pandemic situations, in homelessness situations, etc., a better idea to get your stuff. That's probably going to be worth the hassle, even if it means someone sort of says, hey, what are you doing? Because there are many ways around that. Okay? Although you would still use that principle if possible, just to avoid not detection, but just to avoid confrontation and all the rest. So take that into consideration. Weigh the benefits. Weigh the situation. Okay, is this a life and death situation? No. Okay, it's probably a good idea. I don't leave my laptop around and my life's work or this and that, and quickly pack it, and then try and get out through that very clever escape route I made. Okay, and if it's another situation, oh shit, there's people firing guns. They're fucking killing everybody. They're probably going to rob me and blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. I don't need to get my photo album. I don't need to get this. I don't need to get that. Quickly go through there and bolt straight through the window. And there's a very low chance they'll see you running into the oblivion. And even if they do have firearms, once you're 50 to 100 meters away, you've actually got to be a pretty good shot to hit you. And remember, when you're running away, you're zagging. You're not running in a straight line, a predictable line which you can easily fire upon. You're slowly zagging, because that throw, when you're aiming, you're usually going 1, 2, pull trigger. A sniper will just look, bang, take you 0.3 of a second. But the general population, they'll fix their sight. Even we're talking about a good shooter, not a sniper. Sniper's not a good shooter. They're like talking about the cream of the crop. But just even a good shooter will line the sights. 1, 2, bang. They'll pull around 1.5 to 2.5 seconds. So if you're continually running 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, or 1, 1, if you're continually zagging, you don't have to make a big thing about it. But if you're in the distance zagging in an unpredictable pattern, it's very, very hard to line the sights. So you can quickly zag for 4 seconds, zag 1 second, zag this way, zag that way, but in one general direction. And you're probably safe. You're probably safe from the threat if it's that serious. If it's not a shooter, not a life and death situation, you can probably walk away once you're out, and anybody who says, "Hey, what are you fucking doing?" you can just say, "I'm counting sheep, cunt." It really doesn't matter. You're out of the situation.